Crypto projects such as Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and many others are inevitable evolutions of technology. These networks can perform legitimate real-world tasks to assist us in nearly every aspect of our personal and business lives. By utilizing smart contracts and NFT technologies, these crypto networks can perform work faster and cheaper than any traditional business ever could. But not only that, these crypto projects will be able to do things that were previously physically impossible. And that's why these projects succeeding is inevitable. Now, I can already hear the snide remarks pouring in from the peanut gallery on how crypto is a scam. So let me be perfectly clear, I am not talking about networks like Bitcoin, which is meant to be used purely as a currency that functions solely as a means of payment. Instead, I'm talking about networks that can perform real, honest-to-God work. So don't think of these crypto projects as currencies. Instead, think of them almost like stock in a technology company. And just like Walmart sells things and Ford Motor Company makes things, these crypto projects can perform real business tasks, which is what will give them value. Before we dive into how these platforms will leverage NFT and smart contract technology to revolutionize the world, we first need to take just a second to understand what these technologies actually are. A smart contract is just like any other contract that humans have ever designed, with the exception that this contract is hosted on a decentralized blockchain where it can interact with users all over the world in a trustless environment. These contracts execute themselves automatically once a predetermined condition is met. And in essence, NFTs are all about digital ownership. Think of an NFT like a string of digital data, but unlike most data, you can't simply Control+C to copy and paste this data. This data is given a unique identifier that separates this data from any other data. So while you could theoretically create multiple different NFTs, each of which contains the same set of data, since the NFT itself is unique, that means by default the data contained inside this NFT is unique because they come together as a pair. Now, anyone can view these NFTs, but only the owner of the NFT has control of the NFT, and that becomes critical later on. By combining these two concepts, smart contracts and NFTs, we can do things that were previously impossible. So let's outline a few examples of what this can do. Right now, anyone that is born in the United States is assigned a social security number at birth. The theory is that this number uniquely identifies you. There's a lot of people in the world named John, but there's only one person who has this particular social security number. So that number identifies you as a person. But these numbers have inherent security flaws. In order to verify your identity, you have to first disclose your name, social security number, date of birth, all that stuff. But as soon as you disclose this information to verify yourself, the person who is validating that you are who you claim to be now has full control of all of the information required to essentially become you. So while social security numbers are supposed to be secretive, you have to turn around and divulge this information on just about every form you fill out, which makes it very not secure. But what if instead of a social security number, what if people were issued a crypto wallet at birth and that wallet contained an NFT of your digital identity? A digital birth certificate, if you will. That NFT could store information such as your name, date of birth, and other distinguishing factors. Now, someone attempting to verify your identity could simply view the NFT as it resides on the blockchain. Anyone can view the data, but they don't own the data. This means that they can verify your identity, but they can't steal your identity because they don't own the NFT that contains the data. Only you own it because the NFT resides in your wallet. The same rules apply to other major security breach items such as passwords. If your password was password123 and a hacker discovers your weak password, that hacker can go to that website and log in with your username and password. But what if instead your login credentials to a website was a unique NFT? Now the website will simply sync itself with your crypto wallet and see that unique NFT inside your wallet and log you in based on those credentials. Since you own the NFT and each NFT is unique, that means that you and only you are able to log into that website, rendering usernames and passwords a thing of the past. No need to remember passwords or have a different password for each different website and clumsily, write them down so you can try to keep track of them all. Instead, you simply log in with your NFT, your digital identity. Same thing with credit card numbers. I can't show you the numbers on this card, or else anyone watching could simply zoom in and use my numbers to buy stuff online. But if a credit card was an NFT, it would instantly eliminate credit card fraud because the website would simply sync to that particular NFT as it resides on the blockchain. So if you don't own the NFT version of the credit card, you can't buy something with it, and credit card fraud would instantly be eliminated because now the only true owner can utilize it. Physical items will be eventually converted into NFTs as well. Currently, any item has a unique serial number or barcode attached to it. So if we buy a TV, we will eventually get not only that physical TV, but we will also get a digital NFT that links itself to that particular TV serial number. This essentially now becomes a digital receipt. This is important for a variety of reasons, one of which is that the TVs usually come with a warranty. But the problem is that nobody keeps their paper receipts, which makes it very difficult to prove that your item should still be under warranty because you can't prove which store you bought it from and when you bought it and how much you paid for it. But with an NFT, it will show you not only when you received the item, but who gave you the item, so now you have everything you need to prove that your item should be covered under warranty. Since the data on the blockchain lives forever, it's the perfect way to store information like this. But it's more than just receipts for warranty purposes. Let's say you want to go to a concert, but it's sold out. Now, since it's sold out, you have no choice but to buy tickets from scalpers, but do you know what the physical ticket is actually supposed to look like? How do you know the ticket you're buying is actually a real ticket and not just some random fake? If the ticket is instead an NFT, then these NFTs can have their authenticity validated by the blockchain to make sure that they are 100% real tickets. And the same thing applies to other items that are typically faked, such as Gucci handbags or Rolex watches. These will all be turned into NFTs so that they can validate their authenticity. But what about those scalpers in the first place? Because now you're easily having to pay twice the price of what the ticket was originally selling for. That's problematic in and of itself. Well, these NFT tickets could have a smart contract built into the NFT such that anytime the NFT changes hands again, a portion of the sales price of that NFT ticket goes back to the original content creator. In this case, the band or the promoter. And this happens in perpetuity. So each and every time the NFT is resold, a portion of the sale goes to the creator. If a portion of the sale price goes to the content creator, it obviously discourages people from scalping it and reselling the NFT because they're not getting all of the money. If 100% of the sales price goes to the content creator, then it completely stops reselling and scalping of the tickets because selling it is pointless. You wouldn't get any money for it. The band would get all of the money. Now think about taxes for a moment. Now, I get it. Taxes suck and the government sucks and all of that stuff. But big corporations screw the government out of billions of dollars per year by underpaying what they owe in taxes. So the government definitely wants to find a way to get people to pay what they owe. So think about this scenario for a moment. Let's say that the shelves that Walmart uses to display its goods are old and beat up and they need to buy new shelves. The cost of these shelves is a business deduction that needs to be depreciated over time. Some assets depreciate rapidly in only a few years, others need to be depreciated over very long time spans. Now, imagine how massive of a company that Walmart is and all of the random expenses that they have, each of which has a different depreciation schedule and is bought on different days and for different prices, and it's a tax nightmare. In the year 2011, the company General Electric filed a massive 57,000 page tax return. 57,000 pages! What IRS agent is going through that and validating that? Nobody. But also just think of how many millions of dollars General Electric spent on accountants to generate those 57,000 pages. But what if every one of those items that the stores were buying also came with an NFT receipt that contained information such as the sales price, vendor, depreciation schedule? Now you have all of the required information for tax purposes, but this time it's already stored in a digital format attached to smart contracts, ready for those contracts to work their magic. This smart contract could take all of the information stored within these various NFTs held within Walmart's corporate crypto wallet and instantly calculate the proper tax deduction. And that's the beauty of a trustless blockchain, is that you don't need to verify the output each and every time. If you validate the original smart contract itself contains the right information, thereafter that any corporation on earth could use that same smart contract, and we would know for a fact that the output of the taxes owed is correct. 57,000 pages and millions spent in accounting gets compressed into a simple keystroke of a button, executing a smart contract to calculate the taxes owed. Now, if tax laws changed in the future, then a master update could be issued to update these NFTs, changing their attributes and thus the taxes owed. How about product shipping? Fun fact, those juicy, fresh apples that you see in the grocery store aren't fresh. They're chemically treated to prevent rotting and are often stored for up to a year before hitting the grocery shelves. Not fresh at all. But what if, as the apples were picked, the crates that they were put in were all assigned to the blockchain, and each time the apples were moved from a truck to the processing plant to another truck that takes them to the regional distribution center, etc., each time the item moves, it would automatically update on the blockchain, and we would be able to see the entire history of the produce. This could show you not only how fresh it is, but also what if there was a problem, such as a meat packing plant finding out that some of the meat had mad cow disease. Currently, they have no choice but to issue mass recalls, destroying many thousands of pounds of produce. But if with the use of tracking items via the blockchain, we can isolate particular damaged produce, as well as identify any produce in the same general vicinity that may have become cross-contaminated. Since we know exactly where each item was at exactly what time, we can pinpoint which items to recall and know exactly which stores these items are in, and can therefore issue very specific targeted recalls. The bottom line here is that there's a million different uses for this stuff. Some of it's relatively small, and some of this technology will fundamentally alter how we conduct business. Either way, these crypto projects can do things that were previously unthinkable, which is why I'm such a big fan. If you're interested in buying some of these crypto tokens, you can often buy them in places like Coinbase, Binance, or Crypto.com. I'll have a few links down below if you're interested in signing up with some of these platforms. Now, I'd love to hear what you think about these projects, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and as always, I'll see you all again next time. Thanks.